not possible.
I have 74 million of his money. You make it possible.
With an estimated budget of $70 million and a global box office haul of just under $20 million, Michael Mann's 2015 cybercrime thriller Blackhat was a significant box office flop. So what went wrong and right with this hacker-themed thriller, and what could a potential sequel do differently? Here's everything we know about it. Despite some mixed reviews, Blackhat still delivers intense thrills. The movie follows a cybercrime task force hunting a black hat hacker responsible for overheating a nuclear reactor in Hong Kong. FBI agent Carol Barrett joins forces with Chen Dawei, a Chinese People's Liberation Army captain specializing in cybercrime, and his sister Lian, an expert computer engineer. Chen insists on bringing in Nick Hathaway, a hacker serving time in prison, to help track down the hacker. Although Barrett is skeptical, Chen explains that he and Hathaway co-wrote the program used in the hack years ago as a college prank. With this in mind, the DOJ offers Hathaway his freedom if he can help catch the cybercriminal. At its core, Blackhat offers a gripping look at how cybercrime can spill over into the physical world with real consequences. The film was praised by cybersecurity experts for its realistic portrayal of hacking, as noted by the Los Angeles Times. Despite its complex plot, the movie effectively shows how vulnerable society is to digital threats. If you found the story hard to follow, don't worry, we're breaking down the key moments leading to the film's conclusion. The turning point comes when the task force decides to step outside the law. After the NSA refuses access to a program called Black Widow, which reconstructs corrupted files, Hathaway resorts to spear phishing, sending a convincing email to trick an NSA agent into handing over sensitive information. With Barrett's reluctant approval, Hathaway pretends to be the agent's boss and sends a PDF that gives him access to Black Widow remotely. There was some debate among cybersecurity consultants about how realistic this hack was, but it was generally considered believable. Former hacker Kevin Poulsen even pointed out that spear phishing, the technique used in the movie, is a common method in real-life cyber attacks. With the help of Black Widow, Hathaway traces the hacker's IP address to a secure proxy server in Jakarta, Indonesia. Chen explains that such servers are commonly used by hackers to hide their location. To continue the investigation, the team needs to travel to Jakarta, but they face roadblocks from both American and Chinese authorities. When Chen's superiors deny the necessary visas and demand Hathaway's extradition, Chen goes rogue, helping Hathaway and Lian flee. As the stakes rise, the NSA revokes Hathaway's furlough, forcing Barrett to return to the U.S. with him in custody. However, Hathaway and Lian escape with help from Hathaway's earlier manipulation of his ankle monitor. Hathaway and Chen plan to meet in Jakarta, while Lian stays behind, but tragedy strikes when Chen is killed by the hacker's goons in a rocket attack. Barrett and her team arrive just in time to engage in a shootout, but she and her colleague Jessup are killed in the crossfire. With their friends dead, Hathaway and Lian vow revenge. Using fake passports and cutting off Hathaway's ankle monitor, they make their way to Jakarta, where they uncover the hacker's true plan to cause a flood at a tin mine and profit from the rising tin prices. This revelation shifts the focus from terrorism to pure greed. As Hathaway and Lian prepare to take down the hacker, they are no longer motivated by justice, but by a desire for vengeance. The final confrontation between Hathaway and the hacker, Sadak, takes place in a crowded parade. Armed with homemade weapons and wearing makeshift armor, Hathaway stealthily eliminates Sadak's bodyguards. In a climactic showdown, Hathaway finally stabs Sadak, leaving him to bleed out on the street. While Blackhat is a movie about hacking, it's also about the human cost of cybercrime. By the end, it becomes clear that the virtual world and the physical world are deeply interconnected. Hackers might operate behind screens, but their actions have real, sometimes deadly consequences. Hathaway's journey from hacker to Avengers highlights this reality, as he fights not just with code, but with his own hands. That said, a potential Blackhat sequel could address the issues from the first film by focusing on key improvements, both in its narrative and execution. Here's what a sequel could do differently. Michael Mann admitted that the original script wasn't ready to shoot. which contributed to the film's uneven pacing and underdeveloped plot. A sequel could fix this by ensuring the script undergoes a more thorough development process before production begins. This could lead to a tighter, more engaging story that avoids the plot holes and pacing issues that plague the original. With a fully fleshed-out narrative, the sequel could focus on a more sophisticated and nuanced portrayal of cybersecurity, hacking, and the ever-growing threat of cyber warfare, tapping into current concerns about global digital infrastructure. One of the criticisms of Blackhat was the casting of Chris Hemsworth as a hacker, with some finding it hard to reconcile the traditionally masculine Thor figure with the image of a reclusive, tech-savvy criminal. In a sequel, the character's incarceration background could be further explored to build upon the complexity of his persona. The sequel could also broaden its ensemble cast, introducing more believable and relatable tech experts and blending Hemsworth's action hero style with more traditional hacker types to make the narrative feel more authentic. Mann mentioned that the premise of Blackhat may have been ahead of the curve and perceived as fantasy by some viewers. A sequel could still capitalize on Mann's trademark realism and technical accuracy, but with a more accessible narrative hook for general audiences. While Mann's dedication to authenticity should remain, balancing it with a gripping, relatable story, perhaps with higher personal stakes for the characters, could draw in more viewers and make the cyber terrorism subject matter more compelling. Universal struggled to market Blackhat, partly due to its esoteric tone. A potential sequel could focus on clearer marketing that highlights both its action elements and its relevance to current cybersecurity concerns. Leaning into Mann's visual style and action sequences while emphasizing the modern-day stakes of cybercrime, possibly exploring more relatable scenarios such as data breaches, cryptocurrency thefts, or AI hacking, could make the film more palatable for mainstream audiences. An actress like Alicia Vikander, whom you might remember from the Ex Machina movie, or Jodie Comer's from Killing Eve, could bring both intelligence and intensity to the role, making it feel more grounded and nuanced. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. And if you have any thoughts or feedback about this video, feel free to share them in the comments too. We'd love to hear from you.